Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to review a few things, including yesterday's response to the survey, where it seems most of you guys are enjoying Photoshop, which is tremendous. Here we've got a nice bell curve indicating your perception of how challenging our Photoshop class is. I'm glad to see that most of you had the opportunity to give this button to a friend or a loved one, and that the vast majority also seemed as though the recipient was very enthusiastic about it. You guys were a big fan of making the buttons, and then in a close second, it looks like the teacher posters. And thanks so much for your feedback about your experience over winter vacation. It was insightful. And so we're going to be wrapping up the what you did over winter vacation project today. We're going to do New Year's resolutions tomorrow, and after that, you guys are going to have your choice about which project you want to do it. And it looks like a lot of you guys are excited about the Star Wars poster, although a few of you guys are interested in creating marketing for sports teams along with the teacher posters. Tremendous and great. Looks like most of you guys are anticipating taking this in the spring, this class, so I look forward to seeing you there. One thing that was really interesting, speaking of the spring semester, by how um, in response to the question, do you have any other thoughts you'd like to share with me? He wrote, after Photoshop class, sometimes when I walk past advertisements on the street, I would think in my head how I can recreate the photo given the same material. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing in the spring. We're going to be deconstructing advertisements and posters and reimagining them far more than we did in this fall semester. I'm excited. But speaking of the fall semester, this has been a really great experience, and every year since I started teaching, I take a class photo, and I would love to do that this week. Let's shoot for maybe Wednesday or Thursday, whenever it's sunny. So come in ready to have your photo taken, and we can then archive this uh, for posterity. All right, a few other things real quick. If you go to mrdrose.com, you're going to click on students and then bathroom pass anytime that you need to step out the room. It takes one quick second. It's a school protocol. I'm just a dude with a job, and I want to make this as efficient as possible. Now, speaking of my website, if you hover over students and you click categories, we've got a really fun game. So rules, we're gonna select a letter as a class. For example, the letter S, or let's do P, for example. And what we need to do is come up with a word for each item on this list that starts with that designated letter. So what you're going to do is you're going to write your name. So I'm going to write Mr. Droz, and let's say the letter is P. And we need a boy's name. Let's say Pedro. U.S. cities. Let's say Philadelphia. Things that are cold. Popsicles. Popsicles. School supplies. Pens or pencils or whatever, sports teams, etc. And then you're going to submit. And when you're done, we're going to sort of compare your responses with everybody else in the class. It would be challenging to sort of keep a running tally in terms of points, but that's something that we can maybe try later today. So let's take a look at your work yesterday. So I know that your charge was to create a visual representation of what you did over the over winter vacation, and we'll start with period 4. Here we see Adrian's. Here's Cindy's. Now, one of the things I really like is she took like this game board. I'm assuming she played over vacation, and she's integrating lots of different experiences that she had. Here we've got Adonla's, and I see she's weaving in lots of different experiences as well into that film strip. I really like this one. So I think Vicky was working on this. So initially they had she just had a bunch of random members of One Direction along with plates of food just sitting around. And now we have these singers interacting with her experiences, the noodle dishes and books she read. This looks good. This is pretty. I'm wondering, however, how we can get greater interaction between the different layers. Like, how can we create a more cohesive whole? I like this format. I'm curious to see what's gonna happen. That's weird. Whose winter vacation was this? Nifty. All right, we still got some cool random abstract images. This looks yummy, I suppose. Evelyn, this is a good start. We've got that kitty thinking about the Common App. Here we've got lunch. Uh, Looks good. Here, I think this is Alice's unique experience talking about, or sort of exploring her experience applying for colleges. Um, this is curious. Who is this? I'm wondering if this is Gabby's based on the survey that she submitted. Looks good. Nadia looks great. I didn't see Star Wars, but I hear good things. This is cool. I think this is Elias's. Elias, what can we do? Maybe we can make this hamburger or bowling pins and ball into like a boat or a ship on the water or something like that, maybe. This looks good, Sarah Shapiro. Nice. Looks great. Uh, so I'm looking at Cole's, and everybody, please take note. It looks like he got a nice family photo, and he's stuffing it into this Christmas box. Love that idea, but what I want him to do is crop this image first. So he's going to do this over again, crop it because no one cares about like the ceiling or the wall or the windows. What we care about are people, specifically their faces. So you're going to crop it and then stretch it out. I really, really like this concept. Nice job, Cole. And we're going to wrap it up right there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, cannot wait to see your work today.